But I just want to live in a community. I mean, I don't mind the HOA factor, but I don't need the Nazi HOA dictating what you can and can't do while they do whatever the fuck they want, you know?
Well, because there's like the biggest thing is like for people is, why do you HOA? Well, the whole point is so you don't end up with like 17 broken down appliances,
And
somebody that's a metal scrapper. Yeah, just putting all this stuff in the front yard, because that doesn't help anybody's values. But at the same time, I just got an HOA letter because I have a dead plant out in my front yard.
That's a Karen. Your HOA leader's a Karen.
And so I've got a dead plant that's literally 2 feet tall by maybe 2 feet wide, sitting by the corner of the house. And I have a letter just telling me I have less than 2 weeks to be in compliance and remove the said dead plant.
I was back to them saying, I have 2 words here. They're not happy birthday.
I would get a box. Fold the letter up in there, put the plant in a box, and mail it to them, and tell them what you want to do with this.
And mail it.
Is it? Hold on, because it depends on like, are you responsible for that plant, or is that a common? There's a lot of.
No, it's not. And Susie, there is I'm gonna be like, hey, Manny, here, look at this. It's suddenly green.
Get some, like,
I'm out there with forest green. They're like, is that plant fake? It just looks amazing. I know. It's fantastic.
Chris, let's go over there in the middle of the night. We'll spray paint it.
I know.
That is Susie. That's brilliance. Brilliance. Genius, I say.
Yeah.
All right. So in our supposed green room, our pretend that make ourselves feel like we're, flock it. We'll start decorating it for every season. Just spray painting it different colors. All right.
Well,
Ron, the man behind ERT Radio, sponsor of the program. I invited him on because we are talking Halloween, Samhain.
I have a complaint. Who do I got to complain to about your green room?
I know. That's
where the hell is the snacks at? Who is providing the snacks?
We could have virtual snacks.
The Frigidaire behind you.
There you go.
I believe a message in the group.
Well, if you want the snacks, you should have done it on your drive time today.
Right.
Your poor planning is not our problem, sir.
That's right. I did get the share to my channel working, so that's working fine.
Good. So yep, I see it up there right now.
Facebook and YouTube. So
yeah. So everybody, once again, that's a good reminder. Anybody that's watching, like I said, make sure you just hit the like, share, get this out there. See,
comment too. It doesn't hurt to comment.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got to meet that big sexy guy there. I got to meet him at Gettysburg.
It was great meeting you.
Yeah.
So
he was a little weird though. He had on a weird shirt though at Gettysburg. I don't know what the hell that was
weird
about.
Shirt did I have one at Gettysburg?
Speaking of that, Ron, I didn't get any stickers brought back from Brian. You didn't send those stickers from me. I need stickers. I am the sticker king.
No, Ron gave me a clock, a hat, and 2 of the ERT silicone bands to prevent.
There you go.
IUD.
I am the king of stickers. I post stickers everywhere. They were scraping stickers off the barnacle of the vote on the cruise 3 Beards podcast.
Yeah. But we want to be careful about that because we don't have any money to clean that off.
I'll tell you what, that's what would happen to you in New York City if you put it on the light post.
Yeah.
You have to clean that light post. And
when they find out where you are, then they'll be contacting you.
The only thing, like I was, like he even said, it was kind of an interesting point. I thought about how do they prove that it was you that did it?
That's my point exactly. You just say it's a fan.
Well, but that would be, it'd be one of those too. It's like if Ron sent us a ERT sticker and I slapped it on, I slapped on the back of a police car. How are they going to prove that Ron did it?
That's a good one, Greg.
I don't think I'd put on the. No, trust me. If I'm going to slap it on the back of something, it's going to be something a lot crazier than a police car. Trust me, it's going to be something you're going to probably wish it was not on the back of.
I would support the local police now. Don't get me wrong there, but I don't know if they want a sticker on their car.
So
that's the kind. It's like, how do you get in trouble? Because you can't prove.
Now I have magnets on my car, so I can take them off if I want.
But
We
Chris,
should've put
but
one
they'd be
on
able to
an
show on the
Amish-
camera that Chris was over there.
Yeah, we should have
No,
put one on an Amish cart and buggy when we
No,
were in
but-
PA.
Right there in the safety triangle, so they get rammed
Yeah,
in behind because the safety triangle didn't work.
See,
What
now I
is
could have
that
done that.
assist?
Yeah, I could have done that when I went to Gettysburg this last time when I saw them out there plowing the field with their horse, and that was the weirdest thing watching that. And
Yeah,
like,
well,
Oh, I bet.
you got to
But
give
I-
him credit for keeping that up.
yeah, but put a Earth Radio sticker right on their buggy there they got going with the horse.
There's,
There you go.
I mean,
I'd have to look. I saw it. It was on YouTube. I was watching it. This guy went and he actually sat down there, and he interviewed. There's different types of Amish. There's the ones that completely eschew technology of any kind,
mhm.
and then there's other ones where
Nope.
they
They're not
They
Amish,
live-
they're Mennonites.
they live with it. Well, no, that's
yeah.
what that's
They're
well that's
Mennonites.
what the guy asked, and he goes, no, there's actually it's a type of Amish. They don't consider themselves Mennonites. They're another type. I can't remember the name.
It's Mennonites.
I'll find out when I go to Tennessee in a couple weeks because I'll be seeing them in the store, at the grocery store on the cell phone. They were like, I'm like,
Yeah, there's some-
oh,
Yeah, there's
I'm
some
gonna
that they have to, because this one, I mean, they had everything. They had 4-wheelers. They had all this, all this. They had all this nice, houses and everything. I want to say it was in. I'm trying to think if it was Pennsylvania. Where is this? Yeah,
Either Ohio, Pennsylvania, or
Yeah.
There's a couple other states that have them.
isn't there some in Minnesota too?
There is, yeah.
Does Minnesota
Yeah,
stand?
What the one
Yeah.
we're talking about?
Amish.
We took
Where did we
No,
lose you?
a
no, I'm
bunch of
saying
people to
the Pacific ones we're talking about because there's some in Tennessee that has technology, and that's why.
Yeah,
I
well,
was trying to figure
I'm just talking about this show. He called them
out.
this type. There's these two types, and they have the ones where everybody thinks about where all they use is candles. They there's no technology at all. I mean, everything out there, it's all animal power. I mean, everything. There's no. So it's really weird.
So we
Yeah.
took the kids one of these like vacation things, and we went with another family to the Amish country in Pennsylvania, and we all did a tour of the Amish house, which is basically it's like how the Amish live, and it was run by a Mennonite woman who was checking her cell phone and updating her status, and every time they got something, you know what this is, and everybody's looking around like, yeah, that's a button hook. She goes, yeah, that is, and and that's this, and that's, and I'm like, everybody starts looking at me, and she goes, Are you Amish? I said no.
Just smart.
Well, if I got rid of this part, I could be like, to get that beard thing going.
Brother Brian.
Just smart or just a smart blank.
Lessons be. Bing.
But anyway, that's a whole nother
God.
term.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. I really don't, because it
So,
must be
so now
Yeah,
Craig,
Amish.
we were-
I mean,
I
think
I don't think so.
I think I could if you reprogrammed yourself. But like I said, when my phone got seasick, I was going through withdrawals. So I don't know if I could do it per se. Dude, literally, it was like a drug. Like
Yeah.
I look at my phone and I just want to throw it. I just had withdrawals from my phone going bad. But if you don't know no better, I mean, I think you could do it.
She goes back to the stateroom. You're just foaming. I need my phone.
What did you
Yeah,
get?
Bought the
one
data
side-
package.
What site did you go on to? Be honest. What site did you go on to that made your phone go all glitchy? Come on now.
Literally not. I was went to look at some. Literally, I went to go look at.
Airhomes.com.
Oh no, I stay away from those. I mean, but yeah, I was at dinner.
I'm kidding. Of course, I'm kidding.
No, I'll entertain. I mean, I love to entertain. I was just looking at some pictures and the shit went blank. I guess the person I was looking at was ugly.
There
I'm
you
like,
go. Looking at some pictures. Yeah.
Looking at some pictures. Looking at some pictures.
That's my line. That's
See
I
now,
get
if you
her
were
and him,
well,
but what
we're-
about the midget?
yeah,
Can't
right.
remember his name.
Now, Chris, where did you go on your cruise? What?
we went to the ABC Islands, Dominican
Aruba?
Republic, Carousel, Aruba, and a couple days at sea. It was like an 8-day
Okay.
cruise.
Now, I would imagine that some of those probably do not have nothing against anyone, but some of those may not have the security that, say, the United States has. Okay, even like if you go to Hawaii, I'm fairly sure that Honolulu has better security than some of the places you went to on the ship, even. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So now, nothing against anyone. I'm just saying that could be why your phone didn't like. Maybe it got a bad signal. Somebody sent a hack to it or something. Who knows?
Facts.
I mean, it's porn. It has to be porn.
I mean, right. But,
It's like
but I'm just saying that.
porn, guaranteed.
I'm just
Even-
saying that you just ain't got no way to fight it when you're visiting that country though, because they don't have the technical security to prevent it.
True
Okay.
story.
Or
Even Apple was puzzled. They were like, well, what happened? I was like, I was just looking at some pictures. They were like, yeah, we didn't see any external damage. We didn't see any hardware issues. We don't know what happened. And the lady asked me 1,700 questions. I wanted to ask her, am I going to get paid for this survey? Well, sir, what were you doing? What kind of charger do you use? Well, how often do you use your phone a day? Ma'am, I don't have time for all your questions, ma'am.
fix my damn phone. That's all.
Yeah.
Facts.
What picture were you looking at precisely at the time that this
I
happened?
should have told
Fifth Amendment.
BBC. Big cop.
I was clearly doing Nunya. I was doing a lot of Nunya. Nunya
what? Nunya.
Yeah, a lot of business on Nunya.com.
Nunya.
If that's not a website, somebody better scoop that up real quick because we just stumbled on something.
I'm going to tell you, like, if it was me, I would have just made shit up. Like, well, I was watching the gay horse porn, and all of a sudden, it snapped out on me.
Oh yeah,
It's the same thing I do. I go into the Publix over here to go to the pharmacy, and I'm like, "Did my anal itch cream come in yet?" I'm yelling.
All right. Unfortunately, everybody, it is already the site has already been taken. But they did not miss the boat here. It is a business site.
Oh,
It is Nunya business. So, like I said, they were right on top of that. So they knew what they were doing. So hats off to them.
And Derek, I've been.
They must have heard you. They must have heard you right when you said it.
Yeah.
And Alan, he was watching Mr. Ed and the Midgets.
Yeah.
They are.
Have you ever noticed?
They're really tough.
Guys, we're supposed to go off the rails near the end of the show, not at the beginning.
Right.
We flipped it around.
We missed Halloween anyhow.
So, have you ever noticed that sometimes besides Alexa getting you, you're talking just to somebody, maybe on a phone call or something like that, and all of a sudden the TV comes up with a commercial that you're talking about, and like, wait a minute, what is that? So just a thought, keep aware of the fact that they are listening. And your phone will pop up and say, "Oh, look, here's what you're looking for."
So when they first started using that type of technology, where they would not listen, but it would base off a search. So whatever you search, like you're searching for Diet Coke, and everything would come up with Diet Coke, and all the ads would pop up Diet Coke. We had one guy at work that was an absolute fucking prick, and we just kept going on his machine and searching for animal porn, animal sex porn, gay midget porn, and everything on his thing was meat
gummy dildos near me.
People. And he's like,
all said is that's all I get. Oh my God.
Computer. Yeah. We had
all right. Let's rein it in for just a second here. Let's get this, at least some of the.
Do we have to rein it in for a second, or can we
just for a second? Just for a second.
Sorry.
Yes, just for a second. All right. So Halloween. Where do we want to start? Do you want to start with Samhain, or do you want to start with Halloween? Which one do you want to start with?
I know Halloween. I don't know about the one I know a little bit about what you're talking about, but I know more about Halloween.
Well, Samhain is actually, this is where the deviation between people, because I was in the promo, like when I was talking about in the beginning, Halloween can trace its origins back to the early church, because there's people that claim it was created as All Saints Day Eve, that's where that it was all hallowed Eve, that this is where this came from. But like I said, with Samhain, this was Scottish Irish Gaelic festival that after they have four major celebrations throughout the year, and this is one that celebrates the end of the harvest. And so everybody, for the lot of information that most people know, it's like October 31st, November 1st is considered, I think is the name liminal. That's the word I was looking for. It's called liminal because the veil between the worlds are thin. So
super thin.
Yeah. So that's where, so what this celebration is, the harvest was done. So, the name of the other festivals failing me right at this moment, but this one's done. People have done the harvest. I think it's Lunasa. I think it's how you say it, Lunasa. So now that they've gathered all these things up, so now they're doing the celebration to celebrate this, basically all the stores are full. You have this stuff. Well, now we're in this luminal moment. So what they started to do is they would take gourds. They would have these set up to ward against spirits from coming up. So everybody, a lot of these early celebrations, they believed the souls of their dead kin would visit them as well. So they would always set out an extra place. So you always have another setting for these people. And happy birthday to Derek.
Yep.
By the way, Derek
birthday,
Holloway.
Hours.
Yep. So happy birthday. They said,
you a cake.
and also Susie had her first live, I guess, the other day. So congratulations on that.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Yeah, Susie.
Well,
So good.
Hey, Nick.
And then, MAL, I said too, Nick at Tesla is there. Like I said, welcome everybody. Mark was in the chat, so I said, nice
Mark
to see you there.
Mark
Eddie.
Hey, Mark.
Man.
Funny, I get the same kind of headphones that Mark had. Remember, Mark has the same kind of headphones.
Yes.
Yep, the blue Princess Leia ones.
Princess Leia one.
Princess and the Frog.
It's from the Princess Leia collection.
Yes. Oh, Carolyn's checked in too. Nice. Yeah. So,
yeah.
All right. So, basically, what really happened with a lot of these things is, we can get into some of the details on this stuff too. But so this would be what would be called the neo-pagan celebrations. What early Christian church termed them as pagans, non-believers. Well, the early church, for lack of better terms, they wanted a one world religion. Everybody was to become under the banner of Christ. Well, basically, I can't, we'll say Beardoism. I want everybody to be under the banner of Beardoism. Well, you three, you have the Christian faith, your stuff. You're not going to just join Beardoism. There's no reason for it.
No way.
So what I do is, as this thing, because I want this to be so I send out my missionaries. They go out to these places. Well, I could call them missionaries. It was pretty brutal what they did.
You're talking about Gaelic and missionary positions. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. I don't know if there's too much in the missionary position, when it came to, early Scots and Irish
right now, but
I forgot to put up the warning message. What's said on the show is not necessarily my opinion. Wait a minute.
Yes.
I forgot it there.
not necessarily your opinion.
Not necessarily opinion, but you put your name on it.
He endorsed this.
Right.
Yeah. So what they did is, you want everybody to become Christian. Well, obviously, why would these people want to just give up these long-held family traditions? Well, what you did is you had to make these things become the source, that they were evil, that they were wrong. And so this is where you can really trace back to the beginning of these things, like the early church. And that's how they incorporated these things. They would make a lot of these acts, like women gathering herbs, witchcraft. How does somebody that's not something, that's not of God, you were practicing, that. And so they would go after, I know we got a sound machine. It's awesome.
Yeah. I've been doing that. Sorry.
This is what they would do. They demonize aspects of it. And unfortunately, most people fall in line, as we've seen in the last few years. That's as far as we're going to go with that. People fall in line. When you're actually cast out. When the group comes after you.
All about control.
So what they did is you can't just go and just say everything that you guys are doing is bad. I can't, I'm not going to get you guys here. But what I do is now is I incorporate into Beardoism a majority of what you guys celebrate. And so now this becomes an expansion of Christianity. And so that's where there's stuff, whether people like it or not, there's very little proof that I know of that can even point to Jesus being born in December.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I mean. So let alone him being on December 25th.
Yeah.
That's what I said. The Easter.
Jesus.
No.
I just came across some information that Jesus may have been born on the equivalent of what is now 9/11.
Oh, okay.
And so, like there, so that is just what Brian said. That's in stark opposition of Jesus's birthday is December 25th. Well, why was this done? Well, these were celebrations that were brought in. You have to incorporate things. Easter, this is one of the celebrations. This stuff's brought in, and that's why they start incorporating these things into the religion. It's not that. So when you go back, a lot of this stuff didn't even exist until they started bringing in these pagan and neo-pagan groups. They had to bring in these celebrations. Like Chris, the whole thing with trees, all this stuff stems back to a lot of this druidic, these neo-pagan celebrations. And that's where, unfortunately, the early church, that's what it is. Power, money, that's what as much as they want to tell you, we're here to spread the word of God. You go back, unfortunately, it is early, as long as there's been religion, people have been killing each other in the name of it.
Yeah. And they've been talking to ghosts and spirits. An example of there's at the in the upper room, and you can look this up. I can't remember what verse it is, but it is a verse in the New Testament. They're in the upper room as Jesus is showing himself after the resurrection, and he had to go back to the 12 to show them, okay, I really did rise again. I was resurrected. It is me, not a ghost. I have a flesh and bone, no blood, because that was drained out on the cross. Okay, but the essential part of the lesson was that it was Jesus in the flesh, but yet he appeared into the room just like you walked through. He just popped in there, bam, he just popped in. Like on Seinfeld, he was a pop in. But anyway,
Nope.
What was interesting was when Jesus, after he proved to them who he was, that it was really a flesh and bone body, and that it was real. It wasn't a ghost, all right? And then he told the 12 apostles primarily, he said, prove who the spirits are that you are talking to. Test the spirits. And you can look that up, test the spirits. So they were already having trouble understanding who they were talking with, or who, meaning what spirits they were talking to. So there was a lot of celebrations and festivals in that area and in that time frame that they didn't understand half of what they were talking about. They were just having fun, because there's reason to celebrate. Let's have a party, And so some of it dealt with the mystical, spiritual side of things. They say astrology is bad, but then when the three wise men, it was more than 3 wise men that came to visit the baby Jesus. Each wise man had probably a couple of hundred people with them, at a time. So it was companies of people, but 3 leaders were coming to visit the baby Jesus, bringing gifts. Remember that? What did they use to find him? A star, right? Astronomy, astrology, if you will.
Astrology, but real astrology, not the
not the woo, the witchy.
The crap you read about. You're going to meet the man.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, that the picture. I mean, it just, we don't want to get too distracted from this ones we're talking about here. But it's just like, when you think about that, when you're growing up, you're thinking of the story is here's 3 hobbled guys that are riding on a camel or something like that. They're basically half dead because there's no food, hardly any food and drink. When in reality, these are probably like sheiks. They probably had hundreds, like you said, of people that were with them. So basically, what you'd see in like some movies and stuff where you've got these massive tents with all this food. That was most likely what was happening.
Yeah.
It was like this giant moving,
Big caravan.
massive people. Yeah. It wasn't just 3 guys just starving
Right.
to death on a camel.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was from different areas too. They weren't all coming from the same place. And so they all got the same message that the baby Jesus is, in this area. So they're all heading to that area.
Yeah, and that's Alan. Yeah, what he just said, and that's whether people like it or not. This is the thing. Is, guys, I'm not making stuff up just to be provocative. Whether you like it or not, go look at history. Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll see. It's just because this stuff. You go through history, you can see where this was never part of the religion until they meet like another group, like they move into like the Germanic tribes, and all of a sudden this new tradition in Christianity is brought into the fold, and all of a sudden this is part of the doctrine, this is part of the thing. Well, that was done specifically to bring in the mass of people into the thing, and that's the way you placate them. Like I said, if you just get it to where there's like a couple little differences, it's real easy to get you 3 guys to join Beardoism, and now we have 4 Beardoists. But if I have to tell you to forsake everything that you guys do, and now you have to do it my way, you guys are going to tell me to get bent, and I'm probably going to, at that time, especially in those things, I'll probably be on a spit, and I'll be the dinner for that celebration.
I'm gonna tell you, go pound sand.
But now you were asking, you asked a question. In our research question, you asked, when did the church sort of shun the idea of Halloween as a trick-or-treat party, as a costume or dress-up party? And I don't know that they ever approved it as that in the first place. Now, they have had celebrations, obviously, for, as you said, the Harvest Festival is what one of the churches called it when I was going to a big church, and that's what they called it. They didn't want to call it Halloween, so they called it the Harvest Festival, and this was in the city. This was not in the farming area. So that's kind of weird. Harvest Festival. What are we harvesting, people?
Well, but in reality, though, calling it a harvest festival is actually closer to what the origin story would be. It would actually be by saying we're going to have a harvest festival is actually more tying it to the actual real thing of Samhain, of their actual original tradition. And so I used to be the same way. It's like, harvest party. God, now are we going to, or do we have to do the Bible study part 2? Or can we just have fun and do the bobbing for apples and do the routine? Or do we all have to sit here and sing the songs? And bobbing for tracks. No, I just want to get the candy.
Yeah. And then
I got another one. Is are you on the right path? I've already got 4 of those.
Here, can I trade you that one? I want to trade mine for
I swear we're all 3 gonna go to purgatory together.
The thing that popped in my head, how you go to Vegas and they've all got like those naked girl cards, they're all slapped like, here, take these things. Is there some place like that where you're going through and it's like Bible tracts and everybody's giving you can just go around and you can collect a set?
Oh, boy.
Give me 3. I have 3 Isaiahs. I need 1 Isaac. Does anybody have an Isaac? Does anybody?
I'm looking for the wise men. That was awesome. Did you just have a sense? Was that
wise men?
Oh, you do. Yeah, I was just gonna say, please tell me you have a sense.
The one good thing, what I can appreciate about the Bible tracts or the tracts, even if I don't agree with the religion, what I can appreciate is they're making you aware. Hey, there's other ideas out there. So nothing else that a decent salesperson just selling an idea.
Yeah, that's a thing. There's nothing wrong with it, and it just I had 2 people yesterday unfriend me and block me.
Why?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because like that post that you did today, Chris, it was that thing. They said that anybody that's going out right now to celebrate Halloween, I don't care. My kids will be doing it too, but just because I want you to be sure that we do not celebrate dead. We don't glorify witches. That this is that we guard ourselves from participating in this satanic holiday. And I'm like, whoa. This has nothing to do with Satan worship at all.
Right.
Halloween, these things are
you know what? I would have just given the big old you, and that's all.
Yeah. So I did that, and all of a sudden I saw like this reply was coming, and then all of a sudden I was like refreshed, and like it never popped up, and all of a sudden we're not even friends anymore. They're gone. I can't even search them up. I mean, they've blocked. They have got. I mean,
Wow.
you're like,
You should
this is
send
the
them a
part.
message and say, well, you know what? I understand your comment, but I always go by what would Jesus do?
So
Yeah.
is that somebody?
I'm guessing.
So is that somebody we picked up along the way?
No, it was just, this is just something I don't know. I said the thing is just the part that's crazy for me is just it's like, guys, we're talking normal stuff here. I go that's where, like, when I told Ron, it's like that's where I want to get in and see if anybody could figure out, like when did the first ministers, pastors start preaching that anything associated with this day, if you participate in this day, you are participating in Satan worship. Because, like I said, like we described, Halloween has its roots from Christianity. It was started by that. I mean, I can get you. It was back in 609.
So I have my next door
a long
neighbor.
time ago.
My next door neighbors are really great, and the male was out. I'm not going to put their names up here, but they're very religious.
Yep. Blessed Samhain.
And the male came out, and he was enjoying, all the kids coming around, but his other half wasn't. She does not celebrate the holiday. So I know people that are on that Christian, Catholic, whatever side, that we're not celebrating this. Matter of fact, I mean, the whole Christmas thing, everybody kind of disregarded using the word Krampus in Christmas, which is very big for Christmas. They kind of threw Krampus out the door, but had they known what Krampus is,
talk about that.
We're definitely gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, the anti-Santa. He drags your kids to hell with chains. There's no coal. He just goes in your just drags them screaming to hell.
You're not only getting coal, you're getting whipped. So whatever. Yeah. Screw all of them.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
What's bad about that is when you do that, you don't reach anybody with your message. We're supposed to be socializing, supposed to be social with our conversation, with some of the things that we share and talk about. We're supposed to be socializing. Am I right? And that's what social media is about. Of course, social media likes to block us and to shut us down because we're too much right about something. Like, oh no, you can't talk about that because that's that you're too far right on that one, so you can't have that. And I don't think that's right.
Someone should come up with like Jesus book.
Yeah.
Get everybody. It's all about Jesus. Of course, it would be boring because it'd be absolutely no sex acts on it or anything.
Right. It's almost like I said. One of the things like they used to do a reflection day, like where they wouldn't eat meat. It would be a vigil day. So it would be vegetarian diet. They would light candles and place them on the graves of deceased loved ones of the dead. So this was a celebration. So almost like Delis de la Morta, where this is a day, celebration. And that's where like those posts, that's why I was like, they're not glorifying killing of people. It's no different than you having a picture of your dead grandma on your wall and going up and saying, "Grandma, I miss you." Are you glorifying your dead, dead grandma? No, you're remembering somebody who was precious to you. And that's what that's what these celebrations were for. These were things. This had nothing to do with, I can't wait to dig up that skull so I can put an edifice to Satan and I can do my rituals. And no, that's not what this is about. People do that. No. This become Hollywoodized because of movies, but these celebrations are not tied in any way to satanic worship.
So let me just ask, because we had a spider web, and I prefer to get my bones fresh. That bad? That's satanic, or is it just being very frugal and knowing where I can go get them?
There
Yeah.
was a meme that somebody posted.
I locally source mine. You know, I buy local.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
that meme that went around. I can't remember who posted it exactly, but it was funny. It said, "I like to use natural skeleton because the plastic is such a waste." You know.
Well, see, Alan, he has it here. See, this is the caveat. It's just like anything. It's like you could take on Easter. Now, if a satanic church was a celebration on Easter, that doesn't make Easter satanic. That doesn't make any day satanic. What it is
Right.
just, yes, people can do celebrations on any day. You're going to still have people of this belief. And that's one of the biggest things, like I want to do with the show, is just, this misconception that just the whole thing is geared towards worshiping of the dark one, which is furthest from the truth in any way. And I'm like, guys, a simple Wikipedia is a horrible, poor source because anybody can edit this thing. But if you were to take 10 seconds, type in Halloween, Samhain, which looks like it's pronounced, Samhain. If you type it in, it's Samhain, but it's Samhain because Gaelic. Nobody understands why Gaelic is the way it is. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Gaelicing again. Come on.
I'm telling you, my wife was learning it too. Is the same thing. You go to things, you're like, how does that even remotely translate into that? I mean, the letters aren't even right. I mean, but I digress. If you do a simple search on Wikipedia, you'll get this information right here. And then if you don't trust Wikipedia, go find other sources. You're going to find you're going to find these things where they'll have documented sources, the actual documents that talk about these things, and they verify probably 95% of what's on these two Wikipedia pages. And that's the thing. If you don't want to believe me, do your own research. And that's the part that's killing me. Is like you see these pastors, ministers up there talking about this is a satanic day. You were worshiping the demon. Something. I'm like, guys, open up your laptop right now and type up Wikipedia, and it's going to dispel 99% of what you just preached in your sermon.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, I'm like the Pope himself of the church, the Vicar of Christ, laid out these things, these vigil days, these days. Halloween is, like I said, you could say Halloween ties itself directly to Christianity. The creation of Halloween.
All Hallows Eve, yeah.
Yeah, and just like you said, it's All Hallowtide, All Hallows Day. It's a Christian. It was a Christian thing, but somehow it became associated with the macabre, supernatural, devil worship, and it doesn't make any sense. And that's what I said. I mean, I lost 2 people because of this. People. That's why I'm on my soapbox.
Well, it's interesting, why you lost 2 people in that sense.
Fucking like you, Greg. I mean, just fucking own it.
Yeah,
Some
Greg,
people just look for a reason to cancel you out.
I know. Craig, let me ask you something. I sent you a link. I shared a link with you. Maybe you can share that picture.
Maybe. Let me see if I can find it.
You're
asking a lot, sir.
Minnesota, there was a Halloween capital of the world called Anoka County. Okay, Anoka, Minnesota. Now, I lived in Plymouth at the time when I went to this event, and that's like a smaller state fair. State fair is in St. Paul, Minnesota, and that's always big. And I went there a couple of times and I said, there are too many damn people up here. I'm not coming to this thing ever again.
God, look at all those Satanists.
Yeah,
Satanists.
And see, this is a government site. This is a government site, people. 1920, they started it officially. They went to the council of the county or the city and said, we want to make it a set thing that we're going to do this every year. 1920, they made that happen. Wow. So if that's the government doing that, then you might as well, get mad at the government for it, not the people like us that are trying to do a show on it.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of things. A lot of people, we've said it in a few shows, and it's one of the biggest things. A lot of people, I was the same way growing up. You didn't question it because you were taught it by people of, the people that were, your your elders, the people that were above you. So, you're growing up, when you're raised that way, you're supposed to trust these people, so when you have this 50, 60-year-old man or telling you this is the way things, when you're raised that way, these people are speaking from this, like, the experience, the authority. So you're supposed to take this in, but a lot of people, they don't take that next step. Like I always call it the W questions.
Yeah.
When,
Why?
what, where, and why.
Yeah. Why? It can seem annoying, but that's one of those things. It's just like, if you ask that question, it's like, well, this is devil worship. Why?
Why?
I mean, you need to tell me how, little Bobby, little Susie going door to door, wearing their favorite, cartoon character, anime, whoever, going door to door asking for, candy and just having a good time, how that's glorifying any deity.
There was
Whether
something about
north or south.
Yeah, early on when I researched this before, I noticed there was something about you. I think first of all, you hand out candy to scare off the evil spirits that are out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if they're coming up to you dressed as an evil person, then you hand them a treat and then they go away. If you don't hand them a treat, of course, then you're just asking for trouble. But anyway,
Hey, Laura.
Nobody came to my door this year, as always. That could be the first time that I did. And I was here, been here for just over 6 years now. And my first year, I didn't have any candy at all. And I was only here for a few months, all of a sudden Halloween, like, what do? And then it's like, my friend Mike had
these kids. Here's another
no, my friend Mike, who had a lot of popcorn. My friend Mike had a lot of popcorn from casinos, because he goes to the special lounge and he can get.
Don't tell me you're one of the popcorn ball people.
No, I gave them microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn. And I
just take a small handful, kids.
I had
just a small handful.
No, in the pack. They had to cook it them. They had to cook it themselves.
Oh, that's even worse. Here's a pre-made thing. Go make it yourself.
Yeah. Guys, we don't have a microwave. What are we supposed to do?
But believe it or not, I never had any more kids on Halloween.
That's why.
No way.
The guy right there gives out popcorn.
It's that popcorn raisins guy. Skip that house.
Like people in my neck of the woods, they would give out like pennies.
Pennies. Yeah. Pennies.
Yeah. What? This isn't 1920 anymore, Grandma. The penny's not going to do. What am I supposed to do with this? Scratch off a lottery ticket I just bought?
I don't think. First of all, I think most of the kids have too much damn candy most of the time. Anyway, they don't need it anymore.
Well, that's for the parents, because when you break back and they go to sleep, then mom and dad can sneak through and grab all their favorites.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna start the hot take. I like those orange and black wrapped candies. Okay, so you can come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Candy corn and those black and orange candies. I like them.
Oh yeah,
bring it on. I'll take the heat.
Good, but no.
Only Brock's brand.
No, have you heard
because it's made with honey. Only the Brock's brand candy corn.
Yeah, not to promote anything, but I remember in the 60s we had to worry about razor blades in the candy bars. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now what I'm wondering is, have we had any kind of weird stuff like that? Now I did hear about it. Some Halloween parties we had shootings. Why people were shooting people at Halloween parties, I don't know.
Why people were shooting?
But somebody's not happy with the holiday. Yeah, right.
Let's play a quick string in. I say Lee and Perrins. I'm not drinking Worcestershire sauce. I don't live and die everything cooking. I mean, no, this is a regular hard cider.
What? However you say that word, you're drinking that sauce. That's it.
Yeah, they drink the sauce. Yeah, that's no. It's that was one of the things, because, like I said, that Samhain. That's where it began with mumming and guising. Were part of that. So the dress up was part of it. And it was, what they would do is people would go door to door in their costumes, reciting verses in exchange for food. And so they would
trick or
so
treat.
yeah, so what they would do is
Trick
by
or
this
treat, right?
disguising,
Cool.
yeah, so by this disguising, they would be hiding their true identity from these spirits. And so these offerings of the food and stuff to these visitors was a way of warding off, unwanted, things. And so that's the thing. And so yeah, and so that was where a lot of this came, these things came down. And so now, like I said, it's coming down and you get a bunch of the stuff like Necco wafers, which are damn delicious.
I have them right here. They're good. They're really good.
You got me want to go get up. You got me want to get up and get some candy now. Y'all talking about candy. Shit.
No, I know you get the kids like, oh, this is gross. It's like, yes. You hate those. You don't like those. Those are disgusting, aren't they, son? Yeah, I don't really like them. That's right. You hate those. And meanwhile, I'm like, why is my blood sugar so damn off the charts right now?
Mason doesn't really.
I don't feel so good.
Why did you gain 20 pounds over the weekend?
I'm all sweaty. I don't understand what's going on.
Mason doesn't really eat chocolate, so I get it all.
Ooh, nice. That's good for you because there's probably a good 70% ratio of most of it's chocolates, but in Florida, terrible idea. Let me just tell you, chocolate candy in Florida, terrible idea. Terrible idea.
Winterfest at 89 fucking degrees.
Yeah, you by the time you get back, you basically have got a bowl of hot chocolate swimming around, and you've got those little chiclets and everything else just kind of floating like this witch's brew. It's not a good idea.
Terrible. Oh god.
I saw these giant Reese peanut butter cups today at the gas station, and I was thinking, man, that looks good. And I noticed the price, $14.99. I said, not that good.
Yes,
these are great.
Is that the wedding mint?
It's like the after you pay the check mint.
Yeah,
they melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
Kind of like
those ones
women.
Fresh in your breath,
nice.
all at the same time.
Very nice.
Wow. Trust me, I have a plenty.
That way the mic won't melt when you're talking at it.
Well, the women like the Altoids. What can I tell you?
Well, that's what Harlan was talking about. It's like I'm actually, after all the lockdowns, I'm actually glad to see it, really back to where there's a lot of people just walking around, kids and families going. Like here, we've got hundreds of people out on the street trick or treating. It's awesome. It's just it's great to see families getting around, just because as a community, that's how you meet. You meet your neighbors and stuff. And that's
a good community.
Yeah, and we had. We've kind of peeled back, but 3 years ago, they would do these. They'd have a carnival. They'd actually get. I think it was like the Oriental Trading Company. Remember where you could get all those little knickknack, those little cheap, like party toys and accessories. So he'd buy all these things, and they actually would have carnival games where you could win prizes.
Oh yeah.
So they built these carnival tents. They'd have all the spooky clowns. We'd, as a group, we'd get there and we would have Jell-O shots for the adults. So we'd have adult trick-or-treating treats. You have all this candy for the kids. A lot of us, instead of being at our houses, we'd go there and we'd set up tables and we'd have trick-or-treat stations. So there'd be like 20 of us giving out candy. So at one point, we estimated, so there's about 6 or 7 houses to the street. It was from stop sign to stop sign. It looked like we were at Universal Studios.
Nice.
We estimated probably at least 400 to 500 people were just in that area.
Wow.
And this is, like I said, when we go through, we went through bags of candy. This was just, it was, like I said, and it was a blast. And like I said, you're talking with neighbors, people that you never really get to see too much, but you're sitting side by side, and once again, I've never been closer to anybody as we were worshiping the devil. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Peace be with you.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Till next time, brothers.
They want you, Malachi.
So do you know the story behind the jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, the gourds.
No.
Yeah, the carving.
The name. His name was Stingy Jack. That's how the jack-o'-lantern got its name.
Oh, okay.
Go for it. I'll let you do it.
He apparently sat down at a bar and didn't want to pay his bar tab, so then they associated that some kind of way with carving jack-o'-lanterns, and they called it Stingy Jack.
Oh wow.
I'm sure there's more to the story, but that's what I found.
I mean,
In
like cutting his fucking head off.
1836. Yeah. Stingy Jack.
Yeah, that's a excuse me. Yeah, that's a Derek, you're right. That's the thing. It's like, all jokes aside, it's, I don't care I don't care who you worship, who you think. Like I said, that's never been the thing. One of the biggest downsides for anybody is when people get preachy and tell you it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
Facts.
You're like, last I checked, I've seen, and you may not like this, I've seen some people that actually proclaim to be Satanists that actually behave and are nicer than a lot of people I see that profess to be, devout Christians.
Mhm.
And I said, does that mean one's right, one's wrong? I don't know. All I know is it's more like who's walking the walk. You can say whatever you want. Like I said, if you're doing this thing and you're doing complete opposite, who cares who you pretend to be for 2 hours on a Sunday?
Okay, what was the deal with
I'm more after whoever's the thing. Like I said, I don't care who you celebrate. That's what I said. And that was one of my biggest things of this thing. It's like, dude, we got to quit getting all judgy. It's like, get out and have fun. I don't know why you want to be bitter all the time. Jeez.
Here's a question for you.
Go have some candy. Sweeten up.
Yeah, there you go. What was the deal with the? There was 300 saints that got massacred, and then you have All Saints Day, right? Is it
Yes.
today, November 1st, All Saints Day?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like October 31st, actually, they went through and slaughtered all the Catholic saints, I guess they were. Is that right? Do I get that right? And if I don't,
believe so. I'm looking up right here.
And then, but that's why the church in general idea is why they celebrate, not Halloween as in devil worship, but they celebrate the remembrance of that terrible event in honor of the people that died during that time. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's one of those things, like in the beginning, like we go back to, that's where a lot of these people, it has this root for the Halloween is Christianity. And that's where, as I was doing the research, I was having trouble finding anything. And like I said, if anybody in the chat knows, I'm having trouble finding out when this switch occurred, to where all of a sudden it went from being basically a Christian remembrance holiday, where they're doing this stuff, to where it actually became viewed as, if you participated in it, you were doing something that God, as you go door to door trick or treating, God cries every time you ring that bell. Jesus, there's a tear in Jesus's face. I mean, when did this happen? I don't know. I'm like, Jesus does not care if you go get that extra candy bar. He doesn't care, unless you kick little Miss, Betty Johnson's cat. Then Jesus cares. Then Jesus cries.
He doesn't care about your candy, and he doesn't give a shit that you won the rap award for the year either. That's fucking care. Oh yeah. I was all with KD Boo, whatever, and former drug dealer, talking about hoes and gats. Nope. You don't think Jesus was involved in that whole?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I do not endorse this. Hose and gats. I am not part of this.
And something that's interesting is some of the people that we admire and uphold as being great people. There was a Twins pitcher, former Twins pitcher, in the news. He has been arrested for being allegedly he's guilty of murder. Now this guy was I guess his record was fairly decent. Serafini was his name, for the Minnesota Twins. He played for other teams, but anyway, as a pitcher, he's probably a good guy, right? But somehow he got mixed up in some kind of stuff, and he ended up killing his couple of his family members that he was, related.
That would make God cry.
And so they finally caught up with him, and they got him arrested, and he's been in the news, and they're like, I didn't even remember who the guy was, who was that guy? No, it probably wasn't that big, but he still had a position where he would be honored as someone being someone special, in that line of work as a pitcher for a baseball team, and then here he is committing this crime of murder. That's crazy. We don't know what half of these baseball players do anyway, on their time. Jose Canseco got in trouble for having a gun in his car while he's driving around San Francisco and Oakland and things like that. You know what I mean? He played for the Oakland A's,
He was sticking himself, so he had 2 guns too.
Yeah. but seriously, you don't know what some of these ball players, you don't know what they're dealing with in their minds. You don't know what they're using. You don't know what's going on in their heads. I
know he was emotional.
Yeah. And I would not recommend to, admire or worship anybody of any greatness that you think is great, because normally they're going to let you down anyway,
What if you worship Satan?
Yeah, he'll let you down. He'll let you down eventually. Don't worry.
Boing. There you go, Alan. There you go.
I also did the censor.
Well, we almost need this, the South Park Satan thing.
Yeah.
The voice.
I literally was trying to go, praise Jesus, something like that.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. South
Hey,
Park.
do you have the Jerry Seinfeld? Do you have Jerry Seinfeld, the stomach voice? Hello.
I got this.
Fatality.
If you're a video guy.
Oh yes.
Body blow.
Finish him.
Body blow. So if you have any more sound suggestions, let me know. I'll put them in.
Yeah, there's some really cool. If you guys get a chance, just go
standards. We should have a fart sound. Something like that or whatever.
Oh man, hit my boing. Boing.
Is that good?
Yep, that's right.
That
so
the sensor sound is the way to go.
Right.
Oh my God, there's some pretty cool celebration. If you go through, it's just like when we do the Christmas one, with just all the different ways that people celebrate, and that's what I said. This isn't an American holiday. This is, America really kicked it off with the commercialization part. The candy side. We as we do, go big or go home. It's like we're not going home with a giant oversized shaped pillowcase. You tell your kid to get their ass back outside, you quitter. I want you to double down on those efforts.
Dad wants some mounds, man. Get out there.
But I already went to all the houses. Not with this mask. You didn't put that one on and get back to work.
We used to do that. We used to go to, I'll tell you a great Halloween story. Last time I went trick-or-treating as my own self, we were 15, maybe 16. We were just like me and my buddy. There was nobody around. We said, okay, let's go trick-or-treating. So we were hanging out. No, I was young and 15. I was like 13, 14. And I'm in front of my building with my buddy. And this one guy comes running and grabs the bag of candy. And shit down the hall. And I run after him and I said, you're one, and I'm going to do it. You're one dead mother. Okay. I'm putting okay. I'm telling you, I'm going to get you. Fast forward 20 years. Kid moves back in the neighborhood. And I see him.
Oh, nice.
And he's an adult. And I beat the fuck out of him. He's like, take my wallet. I'm like, no, motherfucker. You stole my candy from that fucking point right there. I told you I'd get your ass. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I'm not fucking kidding you. It's like, holy shit, you're crazy. I'm like, damn straight.
I picture him. I picture he's the guy, Billy Madison. Where he's up there. He's got the whole board with the names, and it's just. I apologize for everything I did, and just he crosses his name off.
Of just being really pissed off to prove a point, because this guy was a real piece of shit growing up. And oh, you want to come back to town? Okay, like it's that movie scene where they pick on the little kid, and now he's bigger. Yeah.
Mhm.
And also in the movie Diner. If you ever watched the
Yeah.
movie Diner, that's a great movie. Go watch that. Speaking of holidays, the Three Wise Men. Remember that one in band camp? Yeah. That is good.
The band. Yeah.
Watch out for that flute.
But so what
Yeah.
about in different parts of the United States when it got started? Like, well, in my part, I told you 1920, they made that official. So
Well, a lot of it really started to come over with the immigrants from that area. So when you
so it'd be
started
different
bringing,
The
times.
Irish
yeah, so
immigrants, or
like the Irish immigrants, Scottish. So like after the Battle of Culloden in Scotland, that's when a lot of the Scots that were involved in that survived, they were basically became indentured servants and were sent
Right.
to the colonies at that time. So just through those periods, that's when you can really trace back to here in the, because majority of the people that came over here anyway originally came from Europe. So that when they were bringing them over, so everything, from prior to Christopher Columbus, you had the Welsh that came over, and you have, so you have a lot of these ones that have these harvest celebrations. So you have those things, and that's where they came there. So the more that came over here, the more prevalent they would get, and then you'd have to what our modern iteration of what we have. Instead of the treats like the popcorn balls, that started to run out of favor. This doing all these like just these homemade treats. When you start having some company like Hershey's or something like that realizes like, we can make something off this by making small individually wrapped, candies and stuff.
Facts.
And that's when the commercialization really kicked off, and then that's when it exploded.
It's all when the marketing really took off, which was
Mhm.
This really took off from really late 70s, early 80s, and that's when it went, because the real big deal was Thanksgiving, and they just started marketing up Halloween. I mean, people were decorating, but not like they do now, and that's what it was. It just fucking went crazy.
Spirit Halloween has
Yeah.
man. If I had the money to get it, they have the ferryman. They have it looks like the Viking boat with the skeleton ferryman, and you got two skeletons in the back, like the dead souls being, the river Styx. I'm like going,
Buried
the
across.
Styx ferryman. Oh my God. I love that decoration. And of course I do, because I like to celebrate death.
Yeah. No, I saw one from.
Have you noticed I'm taking this personal?
Yeah, I saw one from Ogden, Utah, actually, and it's a storefront window, and it has a video that plays, maybe a hologram video type of thing that plays of skeletons dancing in the window. Look that up, Ogden, Ogden, Utah. You check out, and that's on the government.
Oh yes,
That's on the government page, and that's a Mormon down there. And they're sitting there celebrating Halloween. What's going on there?
Well, yeah, I mean, you see just throughout the history. I mean, it's not something that's a modern in any way, because even Disney's the old cartoon, the skeleton dance.
Yeah,
most people our age remember that. I don't know so much like my son remembers that. Unless I showed it to him at some point. But yeah, it's and that was was that 1930s?
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but not back in the 1930s.
Yeah, I want to say that's when it came out. Somebody correct me, but that's yeah. Everything is 50% off. I know.
Oh, I got
that's one of those things.
While we're here.
There's a comment.
Oh my God, dude! I would look. If I had the money, we would have a room that would be a goth's paradise. Everything would be it would look like a medieval dungeon.
You can convince her to give you a man's cave.
I just got two great sounds, Craig.
Okay, all right, let's hear.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
And
it rubs the lotion on its skin, or else.
Oh no!
It's the hose again. We need the music.
Charlie Brown always
that is it. You have to do an opening for the 3BEARDS with that whole music.
Charlie Brown would always get a rock. Remember that? Charlie Brown would always, I got a rock.
Oh, the kid with
Oh,
cancer, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it's. Have you seen the Family Guy's take on that one?
No.
He goes in. He's doing this saying, puts the lotion. And he goes, "Oh, hey Meg, do you still have that club card?" It's like, could you pass that? Could you pass that up there? Oh, and by the way, I like your new boyfriend.
Oh, did you see? While we're on the subject, it just is a little bit off topic, but did you see that they said the Simpsons did it again with Tyson Fury? Did you see the fight? Like Tyson Fury, if you go pull up the Simpsons boxing, it shows Bart getting hit by somebody, and it looks just like the guy Tyson Fury fought.
Tyson, yeah. Well, there was a
really?
Mike Tyson type of.
Yeah, he fought Wilder.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the character. That was like somebody was doing something like they were making fun of Mike Tyson at one point. Like, Mike, can you give us a sentence with malicious? Sure, Robin. These cookies are malicious, and it was just good. I like stoned Mike Tyson. I got to be honest. The guy that gets fucking stoned. You don't know if he's having a good trip.
I think one of the best, was the way that movie, the scene where he was he just times it perfectly with that punch and just knocks him out cold. As I said, that one was just a cinema masterpiece. The way they timed it. So for anybody, that one was good. But no, it's
a gray area now.
Really, I said as we're getting here with time. See, Ron, see how fast time goes. Sorry, an hour and 12 minutes. When you go into the history, you'll find that most of these communities, I mean, it goes back to, of course it does, the Freemasons and, Kiwanis clubs.
Come on.
It goes back to
Freemasons.
Hey, it's not my fault. You guys are part of the Kiwanis, community.
Hey, you take your Freemason shit and you shove it.
Yeah, so it goes back here for the longest time. I mean, these are community people. This isn't some nefarious. Ron said, you got the 1920s. I mean, people come together. They have these great celebrations, and that's really what it is. Yes, you're going to have some bad. You have it in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
always bad someplace.
Yeah, and just that doesn't translate to everybody. I mean, it's just it's the same way. It's like there's a serial killer in a community. That doesn't mean the community celebrates serial killers. Right. That's what I said. I don't understand how this correlation part goes with people.
That's what I always say to people, like, when you're running for an office, a public office like the presidency, right? If you resonate with, if something in there resonates with a group like, the Aryan Nation or, what other groups, I mean, you're going to get endorsed by the Aryan Nation or the White Power Group or whatever. It doesn't mean you're supporting them, and then all the shit goes downhill.
I mean, just because the Freemasons and the Illuminati are trying to take over the world doesn't mean
you're in your.
I'm gonna get one of those.
No, I'm just never gonna forget. It's like, Ron, I don't know if you saw that one. It was just, oh my God, it was perfect. Brian didn't even mean to do it. He reached back, he stretched, he brought his hands down, and he instantly, I mean, it's like, it was like a perfect triangle over his head, and he brought it down. I'm like, I immediately caught it. I'm like, right there. See?
I don't know what he's talking about whatsoever, Chris. I mean, come on.
Brian, if he ever becomes a Freemason, he's going to be totally in for a rude fucking awakening. He's going to be like, dude, all we do is pay dues and do community events. That's all we do.
We raise money for charity and eat a lot of fucking pancakes.
I mean, you got to work on your sales, but you guys should really join us. What do? We just pay dues and serve pancakes. Yeah, that sounds exciting.
You know what?
Here's a question for you, guys. Not to steer off course to the Halloween topic, but
Oh yeah, we haven't steered off course at all.
no, yeah, we're right on track. We're right on
Into the
track.
abyss.
The tracks are like way over there. We're good.
On the spiritual, I call it spiritual research, but on the ghost hunting stuff, besides the TV shows,
Right.
all right, have you noticed the important, I guess the important interest in this phenomenon of ghost research or spiritual research or ghost hunting, if you will, and people are taking it more seriously. Okay, there's new techniques being created, to communicate with the spirits. Static comm is one thing that I hear a lot about with the entity voices, paranormal investigators. Tony Rathman and his crew, and they talk about the static comm version of it. Ron Yacovetti does a lot of work with that.
Yep, I know. Ron's a good friend.
It's amazing to see what they're coming up with, the advancement of this technology of communicating. They're talking to the spirits on the other side, and their spirits are sounding like a loved one. Now if it is a loved one, I don't know. Nobody really knows for sure.
This is the problem with it, Ron. That's the problem with it. We're making a grand assumption that it is the loved one, or it is. We don't know what side the other side they're talking to.
Right. And it might not be the other side. It might be right here.
I mean, you could literally, look, there's heaven, there's hell, and there's earth and the ether between each.
Yeah.
And it could just be one fucking wise ass going, yes, this is grandma. Because when you move on and you move out of this meat suit and you get into a certain spot, there is no past, present, future. You do connect to a source of information, and you know stuff about people that you would like, oh my God, he did that. I mean, like, it would blow you away of what you know now.
Craig,
can you imagine
off in that damn bathroom?
Can you imagine those MTV guys, those prank guys, once they pass, what it's going to be like for anybody that does a ghost investigation?
Jackass heaven.
But seriously, though,
now watch.
What I do appreciate, though, not to put anybody down or to make fun of anyone.
No.
But
go ahead.
I do appreciate the work that they're doing. Okay, because I mean, before you had the I got the Spirit box. You got the SB11 box, which is electronic equipment that you set it a certain way, you can get signals, and that uses radio signals, of course. So that could be kind of like ruled out as far as being a spiritual conversation. But in the static comm thing, it's using purely white noise programming, and it runs in the back, and then voices come over it, which they can't figure that one out. That's what they can't figure out, how that all works.
They're running an audio file, or they're running, I mean, like, is it a live audio file?
I'm not
sure. Because I haven't talked to Ron. I tried talking to Ron about it a couple different times, but he's so and I missed his presentation in Gettysburg, which is great. He did sign one of the books, from Hey Dear Brian, Avoid the Clap, Ron Dugan. Ron, Brian, thank you for coming, lose some weight. Okay, thanks. But here's the thing, right? So,
Stage can't handle you, sir.
We don't know what they're really doing, and once you get electronic or you get a broadcast, it can be co-opted and ruined and affected, and you don't know what the effects of certain things are on it. If you were doing this, and I'm not discrediting, they are doing things where you go into a place and you are actually having a conversation, like we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And they're giving answers. But
relevant answers, yeah.
Relevant, but I need like proof, like, okay, well, apparently you can see past, present, future. Give me 3 numbers for the pick 3. Just give me the 3 numbers for the midday pick 3.
Well, it doesn't work that way though, really.
Oh no, but but this is the problem, and I'm I'm a science guy. I have to deal with this shit because I know it doesn't work this way. But that's what's going to happen. So, well, it doesn't work that way. You're not allowed to do that. You know.
All right, now you're a science guy. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you have time,
Mm-hmm.
I will be willing to send you some digital recordings of my noises in my house.
Right.
Okay. Now, when I go on the drives, Craig catches me going on drives all the time with my
I see you
video.
on those. Yep, I see you.
And
You
and
left
when
me
I'm-
out. Me too. I watch the drives.
when I'm doing my drive, and I'm enjoying the scenery and beeping at the cemetery and saying hi to all the animals and everything, and I have a digital recorder recording at home. Okay.
Yeah,
no
I do
one,
that.
no one is in the house.
Mhm.
I'm on the road. I'm the only one here,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear popping sound. There's no soda bottles to pop. Sometimes the plastic bottles will condense with the temperature. I got all those out. They're not there, and there's still popping sounds.
I
I
totally
hear
know what you're saying.
pounding sound that I can't figure out.
I
He's
totally
experimenting with that goo from Ghostbusters 2,
Yeah.
So
pouring it in his toaster.
I have the same thing going on. I have a Waze camera in another property, and I get the alerts. And I go there, and when you go, you hear this or you see something weird. It could probably be a bug or whatever. But I turn it on, and you hear this weird popping sound and thumping sound and whatever. Here's the problem: when you get into digital, there are artifacts in digital. There are artifacts, and you can make the same microphone. You can make a series of the same microphones, and each one is going to record differently. It's going to be within a certain spectrum, but it's going to record differently.
I'll send you one of my short recordings. Not very long.
Mm-hmm.
I can send you a long one, and you can listen to it as well. But
I'll tell you what.
a short one.
Send me a recording, but I'm not going to listen to it. I don't listen to it. No. I don't mean that. No. I'll do something different then. I will use a stenograph to look at the visuals because sometimes I want to see if there's a running. You can visually see the running pattern. We have a problem. Like this microphone I'm using is a Lewitt, right? It's a professional grade microphone. It still has issues. It still has popping and snapping. I have one of those. Yeah.
Is this professional? Is this professional enough to record with?
Zoom is a great microphone. I can show you another microphone that I have here. One of the things that what it does is one of the side effects of this microphone is it picks up infrasound.
Yeah.
And you may be picking up infrasound on some of your microphones. A lot of this stuff, it's really interesting how something that's new now is if you take this cell phone and in certain situations, video-wise, you videotape of the current cell phone versus one of the original ones with a different camera in it, you'll see two different images, and you'll see things coming up in an image that'll blow your mind. It's kind of like that movie with what was the movie with Roddy Piper? You know, They Live. They Live. I swear to God, it's just like They Live.
All right.
Digital
that's a fantastic movie. People need to watch that.
Digital is, in my opinion, the worst thing ever. It's manipulative. You can change it. There's so many different things that affect.
Well, when I have everything turned off, and I actually have a recording of a dog barking in my living room, not outside. You can tell what's outside.
No, I hear you.
That's awesome.
This is a dog that's barking in my living room. I've had people do remote view. You know about remote viewing, Brian?
Yeah, I do.
I've had people do remote viewing of my house, and they saw, like, I think my friend Julie in California did a remote view the other day. She said, you have an old woman there with a little white dog, little white poodle.
So here's the thing, right? So we're in this timeline.
Yeah.
There's another one right next to us. There's one right next to that. There's one here. There's one in front, whatever. There are so many different, when you do a remote view or when people are psychic and they're tapping into a multitude of different timelines and they're seeing everything that's been there. Okay. it's just like tuning a radio. We'll use an FM band radio. FM was a band of radio waves that people would listen to music for those who are a certain age that are not old enough.
The AM.
It's AM, FM, right? So
Mhm.
I think it's frequency modulated, whatever it is, but amplitude modulated and frequency.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
life is like that. So like you could be in that room right now, Ron, where the dog is. And if you just tuned it, remember the old tuners? It
Yeah.
would tune to like 103, but then they had this other one that would fine tune between 103.1. It'll give you all the little steps till you get to 0.1, 0.2.
Yeah.
And when you do that, there's the old lady with the dog. There's a guy from the Revolutionary War that's peeing down, a tree that was once there. This is the problem. And this is where, that's what it is. When we get to this, it's all manipulated. And we've just proven it. We talk about, Craig, we were talking about the whole Halloween manipulating to kind of get people like, oh, we'll give them some Satan worshiping, but we'll call it something else.
Yep.
And that's my problem with all this. You hear it, but you're like, okay, who's messing around with it? I have those two-way radios, right? These damn things.
We still have transistor radios. They're much better.
These are
That's a ham radio.
yeah, right. That's
No, I was responding to a question where it says, remembers transistor. I'm like, we still have those things. There's a lot of people that do ham radio that actually prefer to have the transistor in the vacuum tubes.
Right, because you can't fucking manipulate it. You can't screw around with it. You can't hijack it.
EMP doesn't affect EMP.
No, EMP, it does get affected.
That's the little thing about the vacuum tubes. EMP doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Well, this is why, why I've always said that the reason why the best film footage of Bigfoot is the Patterson-Gimlin film is because there was no fucking electronics involved in it.
Yeah.
They
It's
can't
basically just exposure.
That's it. It was spring round. Yeah.
Yep.
I used to build transistor radios, at this place called Radio Shack, where you can buy everything.
You used to work at Radio Shack? Radio Shack used to be the place.
Buy all these you can make a fucking bomb in Radio Shack. What are you doing? I think I'm going to try to make an atomic bomb. Okay, cool.
Yeah, what do you need?
Yeah.
Well, we got to contact the Libyans in order to get that plutonium.
1.21.
Name that movie. Come on. Now, we've mentioned Jackass before, and I would be remiss not to play one of their best clips. Like here. You got it. It's real quick. This is one of the best one. Here comes Bam walking down the hallway. Oh, this.
High five.
Oh.
He felt like a ton of bricks, dude. Dude,
that was just one. High five. I grew up. They said we're in Oregon. That's one of their other ones they did. It's the urban kayaking. They actually did it in the fountains in Portland, Oregon there. So they grabbed the kayaks and they're over here in the water fountains. So they're just dropping down and they're sitting there doing all this kayak moves in them. Yeah. So their old ones were pretty hilarious, but yeah.
They're fucking crazy.
Oh man. But that's that's one of those. It's just one of those things. It's just, I mean, out of all the stuff, I'm glad everybody's enjoyed it. And that's just one of the things I really wanted to get here, just for people that didn't know the history behind it and just realize that, it's just with anything, you should always do your own research. Don't take Brian's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Chris's word, Ron's. I go, if you have a question, just go look it up. It takes no time at all.
Google it. Google it.
Yeah. That's the other thing we got to do is like unnecessary censoring where it's like, yeah.
Do you remember that when they on South Park, was it where
I really like my red.
Remember when they beat the words at the wrong time? And
yeah, that's what it's just unnecessary censoring. It's like, do you guys like? I love to drink out of a red. Yeah, that's it. Those are what's fantastic.
They said you can say shit now. So, but you couldn't say the other word.
Lulu, hey, glad. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do, because that's one of the
What's
things.
up, Lulu?
I've been meaning the shows really get Ron on too. So give him the proper introduction.
Derek, your missus is here, Desiree. Gotta
and
be.
I really hope that y'all can do some more.
There's
research
Laura.
On.
There's Laura. There's the lady.
Hello. Yeah, do some more research on the holidays, specifically, and what they mean to us, and why
prepare for when we talk about Krampus. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Now, what's interesting, you mentioned Thanksgiving. There's hardly nothing in the stores for Thanksgiving. Before it was, you got to buy your turkey dinner stuff. You got to buy this for decorations for that or whatever. You don't even see that hardly anymore. It goes.
Man, the Thanksgiving decorations. Every time I see them, it looks like you're preparing to decorate a nursing home. It's really sad.
it's like hearted type of decoration.
Window clings and those like the 1980s like fold out things that turn into they're sad.
They are.
But no, it's.
We didn't answer anyone's questions, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We did.
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, no, I mentioned them as we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I try not to. I try not to hide. Stop it. I keep it just flowing with everybody as they have them. But yeah, it's just Alan, thanks again for stars, man. I really appreciate all the support.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's you, Alan. Boings.
Yeah, it's
all night long. I'll boing you all night long.
Yeah. Stars equal to boing. Boing.
Boing.
Boing. I'll be hearing that in my head now. Boing.
He's gonna hear that all night. Boing.
Oh, Harry Potter Lego set. Cool.
Yeah, that's
in my day. We actually had to use our fucking imagination. We'd have those pieces that looked like Harry Potter, but yeah, okay.
Well, we had Play-Doh machines. We had to make our own.
What is it? It's Millennium Falcon. Yeah. Okay. The X-wing. Right. Okay. We didn't have
that's the other thing too. Family Guy. You ever watch the Star Wars specials? You got to watch this.
No.
Oh God. That's especially when the old pedophile guy. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh boy.
And so he's Stewie's Vader, and so he's fighting Vader, and it's sitting here hanging down, and he sees Chris, who's Luke, and all of a sudden, boing, lightsaber.
Okay, really? Now we're off.
Oh my God! No, it's like I said, you gotta. Yeah, Family Guy is fantastic. People, South Park, Family Guy. And that's one of the things. How did a generation raised on Family Guy and South Park become so sensitive?
Five Eyes program. What?
I don't understand it. We should be inoculated against anything. People could walk up and just say anything to us, and we'd just be like, yeah, whatever.
What is Five Eyes program that Derek is on?
Oh, Five Eyes. That is 5 countries that are. Let's see if I get it right here: France, UK, US, Australia, and Canada, that are all involved in. They have location. They have several locations that are major hubs. One of the big ones is in Australia, and it's a surveillance system that's tied into NSA, CIA, MI6. It just goes across the board, and it's called Five Eyes. And that's another thing. Google, as I said, it's not something that's like, oh yeah, this is just Bob in his basement talking about something he dug up. No, it's right there. You can see what they talk about. It's basically just a group connection, of these 5 countries, and there's their Five Eyes, and then there's other countries that are part of it, and it expands out. I want to say it's like 7 and 14 and something. But yeah, it's just they share intel.
A whole nother show now. What about the motherships that are around the world?
Now, are we talking George Clinton motherships, or are we talking
UFO,
like space program motherships?
UFO motherships. And then where's that beep sound? UFO beep. UFO. There you go.
On its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah.
No, really, there are ships. Okay, now we see all kinds of different shapes of ships, right?
Right.
And Brian was taking a picture of video of a light kept changing color, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I had
That was his bird.
that was his bird.
That was his buddy, the bird, flying in front of the moon.
No, I got something for you guys because you're a Star Wars geek. We can do.
But what's
It was
interesting
weird.
is, all right,
The ship was weird though.
Yeah, that was definitely not sure what that was.
in my
I
own
mean, it was really strange.
personal opinion, and don't expect to get any points for this one, but I believe that there are at least 4 motherships around the planet.
Oh, no.
And out of these motherships,
Dude, it's
you
like
have
that,
the little,
exactly.
you have the little ships come out of it. Okay, so you have these
You
triangles.
needed it right there. Yeah, these little ships that came out of it. Beep.
Yeah.
So that's where
you have triangles. You have disc shape, which are the most popular. And then you have, of course, I believe that most of the ships can change their shape as well, as they feel like they want to change whatever they want you to see. Okay, that's what it is.
Right.
Whatever they want the watcher to see, which we're the watchers at this point. Okay, so it will change to whatever it thinks you're thinking of. All right, like the Star Trek show. Remember, they were on that planet, and every time they thought of something was coming at them.
They do that. I mean, this is a ship that it's been in. I've seen it in the sky. I've seen it when I've had other interactions with things. It's not a star. It's not a planet. It's weird,
right?
And it's really big, but it was changing shape dramatically. Where I'm trying to videotape it, on this stupid phone, but I couldn't do it. But there are crafts that will change their shape and form. I mean, I could play a video for you, and it's the weirdest thing.
Well, I didn't see on your video that you shared. I saw the color changes, and it went
right.
Yellow and green, and might have been blue,
it was
possibly
red, orange, yellow, green, blue, like a purple, and then it was, and then it would wiggle.
Now, because it was cloudy or whatever, I didn't really see it change shape, but I did see the color change, which was not right for an airplane.
Here's the problem, Craig. Whoever has if you have a Samsung or a Google Pixel phone, they can take that video, and you'll see exactly what your eye's seeing. This crap from Steve Jobs does shit.
Well, see, that's
the problem.
You can't jump on his bandwagon, Brian. I'm done with you, bro.
No, hey,
no.
You even admitted that. You said there's something about a Samsung. I'm like, I don't know what it is that they can take the camera part. They can take these pictures. I'm like, I know.
You gotta get this one. Not that I'm promoting anyone, but
this is the new Samsung flip phone that I'm on.
They literally do it, and they can shoot in 0 lux, which is no light. You're getting exactly what your eye is seeing. For some reason, every time I see videos from, I can tell you it's an iPhone because I know this damn fucking artifact. It's that aqua ball that will just appear someplace. It always look like a UFO. Like, oh my god, there's a UFO. No, it's your fucking phone's artifact. Get rid of your iPhone.
Now the last not this recent eclipse we just had, but the supermoon eclipse. I got the first one. Remember, I had 2 supermoons in August, I think, right?
Right.
And I got the first one with my phone. I took a picture of it at the time that it was total lunar eclipse, and the phone picked it up amazingly. It was super amazing. And then this last one, not one yesterday, but in August, the second supermoon, I had taken another picture with this phone, and I'm telling you what, no tripod, standing there as still as I could, zoomed in to the maximum zoom, and you could see the craters on the moon, you could see the detail of the moon and everything, which with my old phone, which is right here, which is just the S21. See the difference? S21, S20, S23, S21, S23. So
the only thing good about this iPhone is that you can do LiDAR with it, which is really cool.
okay.
I mean, like, all they could do is add, and they could do it, and they refused to. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep you buying the next model.
No, they
That's
keep
right.
all that shit. I don't like Android. I used to be Android. I don't like it. There's too many different OSs, and it usually gets fucked up and it gets hot, and then it's not worth it.
It does get warm when you're running it on video, yeah.
And way too many viruses for it too. It's a pain in the ass. You want the top 10 sexiest lines from Star Wars?
All right.
What?
I'm not kidding. I have them right here.
Oh,
number 10. Get in there, you big furry oaf. I don't care what it smells like. Number 9.
I don't care what you smell.
Luke, at that speed, do you think you'll be able to pull out in time?
Yes, that's what.
Number 8. Put that thing away before you get us all killed. Number 7. You got something jammed in here real good. Number 6. Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Number 5. You came in that thing. You're braver than I thought. Number 4. Sorry about the mess. Number 3. Look at the size of that thing. Number 2. Curse my metal body. I wasn't fast enough. And number 1. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid.
Yeah.
10 lines Star Wars.
Yeah, there was a lot, especially the first one. There was a lot of innuendo stuff right there.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, pull out. You're not doing any. You know, you're not doing anything. You know, not doing any good back there. Yeah, there was quite a few. But no, if you ever get a chance, you have to watch the Family Guy version of it. Oh my God, they stop on the plant. You know, Peter Griffin is Han, and obviously
those were the droids we were looking for.
And obviously Brian's Chewie. But yeah, they stop and they find this perfect. They find this couch out there on the asteroid, and they're like, "That's a perfectly good couch," and they're trying to pull it up on the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, it's.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's.
Man,
it's
we
good.
went from Halloween to UFOs, huh?
Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show.
We usually say what the anytime, so it doesn't.
Yeah, this is usually we're pretty good for about the hour 15, and then it just starts to break down. We just kind of hit everything.
Brought to you by Earth Radio.
Yes. Yep, these moments of chaos are brought to you by Earth Radio. Proudly sponsored and endorsed by Ron himself, because he's here. See? Yeah. So.
And remember, if you want one of these cool wristbands, notify me. I'll get it to you.
Yep.
So, and you,
for the
you can become an Earthling. See that?
Earthling. Actually,
now, how much would this be? $19.99? No. Not at all. $15.99? Not on my show today. $9.99? No. For the low price of four easy payments of $6.99. Wait a minute, that's more than what the original price was. For the four low prices of $6.99, we're going to get you this nice custom silicone band with where you can be an Earthling, and we will throw in this custom sticker and magnet combo for that. And if you order right now, we're going to slash one of those payments. So now it's just 3 payments of $6.99. I'm still paying more than the original price. But hey,
I think Craig got the wrong job.
I'm getting one of these.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's really so lovely to be here.
Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you get those. What was that greenstone cookware? And I think by the time you're done, it's like you have enough pots and pans and utensils to outfit 2 kitchens, and it's still, it's like.
I'll give you another set for only 50 cents.
Now, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but I would not recommend buying the business in a box. You remember that one?
Yes.
Business in a box.
Ooh, it sounds familiar. I'm just trying to place the commercial.
Yeah, the blades, all the knives and blades that you can get, and you can go to the swap meet flea market and sell them at a table.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You pay
pretty much. If I remember right, it was basically it was like the original it was like the original one where you just kind of what people do nowadays with Amazon. It's like you'd get the distributor, you'd get your stuff, and you'd set up, you set up a table.
Yeah.
They became your middleman for your product. Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
No,
you know,
the idea was good. The idea was good, but I haven't
Well,
told
for the guy
anyone.
selling you the business in a box, not you.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I paid $300 or something for the box.
The guy dumping his junk drawer into the box and sending it to Ron. That's my business in a box. He was making a killing.
Now I do have a nice machete here that will cut your arm off in a second. So I do have that. There's that.
It's like a baby arm holding an apple.
But yeah, so be careful with that kind of stuff. Remember do you remember was it South Park?
You're right.
Where he was watching the late night TV and they had the guy on the turntable with the jewels, with the fancy garnets and everything. Oh, for what, $19 or some kind of ungodly price, right? And then he figured out, wait, now we can go and buy all this junk jewelry and then go and sell it to the people and they can turn around, right? Do you remember that one?
Yep.
Then they were going all over the world to sell these ring parts and everything like that to make a few bucks. I never really quite panned out the way they anticipated.
No, it's people got to watch these things. I got to get Chris to watch more movies.
Yeah.
I really got to.
But yeah, him watching. Oh, I thought Grandpa would like to buy that, so I got it for him. Why would Grandpa want to?
All right, let's see where we at here. Oh, yep, we got to wrap this up.
Well, thank you
All
a
right.
lot for having me.
Oh yeah,
on.
well, appreciate you being the sponsor, sir.
And we had a lot of fun just yakking away here the last.
Yep,
few minutes.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, but definitely people plan on for around Christmas time, we're going to definitely do Krampus and other holiday celebrations. So that's
all right.
That is a cool. I mean, who doesn't like, a goat horned looking guy that's wrapped in chains with hooks that takes naughty children and drags them to hell.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like I said, that is quite the tale. And so
what's going on, Chris? You look like you're in pain.
He's muted. You're muted.
Okay. Are you being attacked psychically? Is this psychic attack going on? No,
something's wrong with my rotator cuff, and Craig knows I hate to go to the doctor. I hate to take off. Something's wrong with Yeah.
Well, I could take care of that real quick. I got a blade over here that will.
It's got a grinding and a popping noise, and
like a pop and lock thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like grinds.
We pop and lock on. You got it's called bursitis, Chris.
Maybe.
No, it's bursitis. It's the pouch that's in between the two, and it's decreasing. You're getting older.
I'm sure.
It can't be cold weather because you don't get cold in Florida down there.
No, we were 6.
You do this with that hand.
Craig, my daughter walked outside today and she was telling me when she got home, she says, Dad, my wrist was hurting because it was cold. I said, welcome to having an injury. Now, every time it gets cold, you're going to feel it.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You broken bones or anything. It's like when pressure changes and all that stuff, you can feel it. You can feel it in that.
Yeah.
I can always feel it right here in my shoulder. Well, I always feel it right here, especially when we got a major storm coming.
We only got up to 40. I think we got up to 42 today.
We got up to 78 or 79 today.
Yeah.
What was your injury, Craig? Oh, you must
this
be
one.
Are you a lefty? Is that what it is? No. Okay.
Chris accused me of that too because I had a brace on my wrist.
Reach around? Is it a reach around with that arm?
No, mine was playing football at the park, and I went to it was just supposed to be touch football, but I jumped up in the air to catch the football, and the guy grabbed my ankles and pulled me down.
Oh no!
I landed on my shoulder, and so I went over to the house. I'm like, Dad, can you pop my shoulder back in? He goes, That's not your shoulder. I go, It was almost a compound fracture.
Oh wow!
I still remember going to the emergency room, and the doctor's just like, Hey, check out my nurse over there. I looked, and that's when he pushed it back and cinched the brace.
Oh.
And I went white, and
you passed out, right?
Yeah.
Because that sucks, people. That's why you passed out. Yep.
Yeah, because he basically took a bone that was like this, and he with the brace and everything, and went.
I never got that done. No. I had my motorcycle accident, and I still have my collarbone that's offline or off kilter.
Well, mine's a little bit. Yeah, mine's a little bit because as most kids do, you don't keep the brace as tight as you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't position it right. And so there's a little bit of you can feel it's almost kind of like a knot. So if everybody just put your hand on the screen right now and you can feel this knot, right?
Put your hand here.
Well, I hope we get to do this next week too, by the way, because whatever.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, but no, it is getting older. Getting older does suck.
It does suck.
It's
sucks. That's what it is.
That's right.
Now let me know, guys. Keep track of this real quick. Let me mention this here. What I mentioned back in May on my own channel. Back in May, I predicted that we're gonna be having more technical issues. Okay, so with internet connections, with sound not working, with something not working right, with whatever. This is my prediction now, just my own opinion. I'm not saying anyone's gonna do it. I'm just saying it's gonna happen. Okay. So keep your eyes open when you see that, like Chris had his problem with his phone, right? Whatever that was. That's a technical issue I'm talking about. We're gonna have little things like that. Okay.
That's his internet quarter machine.
That's gonna progress to be worse to the end of the year. Okay. And also
he's having a fucking problem right now. He's gone.
No, he's got to go. He's got to get the kid in bed.
Yeah.
They said.
But yeah, so just think about when we have technical issues, nothing we can do, and it's just gonna happen. Just ride it out, I'd recommend you do have a second form of communication, ham radio, for instance. Okay, I would recommend that. Some kind of alternative communication, smoke signals, maybe. And then that way, when it does go down, your cell phone's not going to work. If the internet goes down, your cell phone's not going to work. Ham radio will still work because it uses the error.
Here's a disclaimer. You must be officially licensed to operate a ham radio within the United States per U.S. code.
Right.
Operating a ham radio without a license can be considered a criminal act and can face prosecution and a fine or jail time. So we now take you back to the regularly scheduled broadcast of Ron.
Actually, the cost of the license isn't that bad compared to what you are able to do with it. Okay, so there you go.
You can get one of these that is a ham radio, basically, and you could pay $25 for it.
It's not much, but you actually have to, in order to have the antenna and broadcast and everything. Yeah, you're supposed to.
Or the satellite phone, or you can get a satellite phone, which is something different as well. But it will work when the internet goes down.
I mean, it's limited, these phones, and ham radios are great if you have the big repeater, the antennas and the repeaters. But if they take out the repeaters, you're not talking to anybody but your neighbor, Carl.
Right.
But we'll find out what happens.
What are you doing?
Friday, 3 p.m. Middle Eastern time.
Oh, okay. So I'm on the right track when I say this, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I got a bad vibe about it. Just be prepared.
I mean, but
freedom seeds. If you haven't had freedom seeds, you should get a lot of freedom seeds, and a holder for the freedom seeds because they can be very slippery.
Yeah.
For everybody that's still watching, we've got a couple of. Go ahead, Ron. I'll let you do it. I was going to show.
If you don't know what Odyssey is, check out Odyssey. ODYSEE. Odyssey is a new platform like Rumble. And they're not so strict like YouTube is on some of the things. Right. Odyssey is its own platform. I have my channel up there. The one that I use for the building has more videos on it. You can see I got two different channels. One has more video than the other. You'll see which one I'm talking about.
Yep.
But just make sure you follow that and support it. Whatever. What's nice about that one is you can actually donate right there on that particular channel. Galaxy Gas.
Whippets.
So
my
consider
God.
Odyssey as a platform to use to get your information out there as well. And that
Hello,
way,
Andy Morrow.
when things go haywire, then you got
Probably good to
another
see it.
option. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, for those
That's all
watching
I
right
got.
here, I got a couple. I'm going to show you a couple of promos that we had made for us, and so I'm going to roll out one of them right now. So here, watch this. All right, so that's one of them, and then
I like
here's
that one.
here's another one. It kind of has the monster movie vibe from like, Japan and stuff. I like that. I like this. Yeah,
He's
that
scratching his head though. He's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on there.
yeah, it looks like he's frozen. I'm not sure. He actually might be really frozen. If not, he's really holding a good pose. I think he
Yeah.
might actually be frozen.
Here, this one looks like.
Yeah, and then this last one here, while we still got him here, this one I like this one. This one kind of has like when you're watching the movie intro, like you have your production companies. Check this one out.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. So that's some of those ones that we. Yeah.
I
honestly think he froze pretty good.
Maybe you
Yeah.
should
So
just play the one for me.
yep. See.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Anyway.
Yeah. That's I figured something happened. It froze him up. So yeah. Yeah. He, like you said, he froze. Yep, I figured it was what it was because I said if not, his acting skills are amazing because he held that freeze pose, fantastic, no breathing at all. All right, so 1 and 3 are good. So people are liking those ones. I think. Let's see. There's other. Which one? Oh yeah, this one's pretty good. I should have warned everybody. This may cause epileptic seizures.
All right. I thought about that when I was watching it, and I thought, no, it won't. It won't. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and so one of the outros, like I said, I'll be sharing this one for people too. I said I really like the way this just with our names is.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I like that one too. There was another one. I don't think I uploaded it yet. It's kind of another one of those two where it's kind of like it floats through space. I'm trying to figure out which one where I put that one. It's around here somewhere. That's that doesn't help anybody else trying to find it. But yeah, it's just I'll try to figure out which one it is and why I don't have it up here. I don't know because it's just.
I like that one that the guys at Fiverr did for me, and then they made the name up here. I like that one. You played it at the beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I just found it here for everybody. I said I'll play this last one and then we're going to wrap it up here. But yeah, so these are just so everybody gets kind of a sneak peek of some of the new promos for kind of reward for all those that stuck with us. Here we go.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's a. Yeah, so that's yeah. Brian, he froze, so I'm not sure. Chris had to go. He had to get some. Yeah, definitely blaster fire. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool to get the rights and have like a Star Destroyer coming over? Well, you got to have the ship first. You have to have the ship first, then the planet.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's, I said, yeah, then that one, email, I think that one, I don't know if I showed you guys that one. We do have one kind of here. Hold on. Just the only problem is the B is really faint on that one.
It is faint. I did see it on that one there when you
Yeah.
first showed it to me. I didn't see it, but now I've seen it on this one.
Yeah,
Just
so
barely.
I've got another 5 or 6 too that I haven't shown here. So that's one of, so we've got several different ones. I mean, because they
just make sure to make sure to follow them on Facebook, and then you can definitely see all of them.
Yeah, on the group and everything. So yeah, so that's one of the.
You can also share those on Earth Radio shows as you want to. So
yeah, I definitely try. Which we are rebroadcast every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, courtesy of Ron on Earth Radio program, where you can listen to our program along with Into the Outer Realms and Dimensions of the Supernatural with Maureen. And you can watch Drive Time, where Ron occasionally tries to hit somebody in the streets, avoid a deer
or an animal.
Yeah, or spills his drink on himself while he comes to an abrupt stop. Which what will happen? I don't know. You watch the next time, you never know what's going to happen in Drive Time.
Now, what's interesting, you're talking about the veggie burgers. I saw the cows making veggie burgers. You ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Cows making veggie burgers. They're out there eating grass, and then people are complaining about, we can't have any beef. Nothing against anyone that's a veggie person, or vegan, however you want to say it. Nothing.
Now, Susie, were you talking about that last one where we're traveling through space, kind of like through the hyperspace of the planet? Is that the one? Because that I said, we'll post that one's up. So so that's. But no, it's right. Oh, you're welcome, man. I appreciate you coming on.
And that's one of those. Again, I would love to do more. I mean, I would do a little bit more serious research on holiday stuff. If we are going to be serious about some of the questions. But of course, we're to have fun as well. We're not supposed to be all serious.
Oh no, that's what it is. It's like I try to be informative, but also, like I said, I want everybody to have a good time. We got enough serious stuff in life.
Yeah. But if we could get a few good little tidbit, serious spots about, like the Christmas holiday, what's that about,
Hey, King, yes, definitely watch this one. I think you'll enjoy this one on Archive. So, but everybody, like I said, go to Earth Radio on Facebook, YouTube, follow them along with ourselves. Also go to Mixler.com. Set up your account. Takes less than 2 minutes.
I have over 103 total listens on Mixler, by the way.
Nice.
We
the finger touch.
August 1st we crossed over to 100,000. So I don't know what happened in the last 2 months where we gained 2,000 or 3,000 total listens. Like holy cow, that's amazing.
All right, so just stuck through the whole thing here, Susie. I'll play it again for you.
And the B did not colorize, but you can see it.
Yeah, it's something with the logo. Yeah, it's like you have to look really close, but it still has a prominent 3, so you know who it is. Yeah, courtesy of Matt Seibel, he was the one that made those for us, so I really appreciate that. So, but everybody,
you need to give him my contact info, and then we'll get in touch with him and see if we can do something for me. I'll pay for him if he wants me to.
Yeah, you could do that, but it's also supposed to just like the duality of humanity touching the AI. And it's like the part of the thing. It's almost like Michelangelo's David. To where this one, in a way, it almost has a thing. It's kind of like, are we taking the place of the the deity that's making the creation? And giving it that spark.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cool little one. But that's for another show, too.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So, but everybody, thank you for watching.
More. Tune in next time.
That's right. And so we will see everybody out there. Like I said, I'll see everybody in the second. So appreciate everybody watching. I said, you guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, we'll play out one with the names again here. But everybody have a great night. Ron, thank you very much. Everybody go support them, and we will see you guys next week.
See you next time.
Oh, and before, check out tomorrow, Into the Outer Realms. I'm going to be on there. We're going to be talking about the Montauk project. So
All right.
that's going to be, so that'll be a good one. So, all right, everybody, have a good night.